So hello everyone, in this video we'll be discussing about some font properties. So let's start that. So I have actually created this and resolved it. Like in the earlier one it was a little bit styled by our other properties. Now it is clear. So the first property I want to use on heading 1 is the font family property. So the font family property allows us to use different types of style or different styles or different types of font families in our document. So you can see that this is the default styling which is given by the browser. This type of styling is called this style is called serif, and sometimes we don't want serif font families, we want different font families. So how can we use font family? We can use it by giving it a name. There are some web safe font families as well. These are supported by the browsers. So font family, let's say if I want to use Arial font family, so I'll be writing Arial here. So now you can see the font family is changed. Similarly, we have different font families, just like we have a Garamond font family. So this will be applied in that. You can see the Garamond font family. Uh, Now, just if you search for font families list in HTML or CSS, then you will get the idea about how many font families are there and how can we use them. So these are some web safe font families that people can use easily. You can go in the images and look for that as well. Like so these are the font families you can see. These are actually the group of font families. These are the font family group. In those groups we have different font families. So that is the different name. Like we have to search for the list and you'll get the idea about that font family. So these are the groups actually, and similarly we have the font family list as well. If you go to the websites, then you'll see different font families. Now in here also you can see Arial, Verdana, Tahoma. These are the lists. If you go to the website of their website, you will get the list as well. Similarly, this is the font family name you can specify here, which are supported by the browser. Let me just use Arial, and you can see my uh, Visual Studio Code is also giving me some suggestions. And in here you can see I have added some comma and added some other properties as well. These property values are actually used as a fallback font family. Suppose this font family is not supported by any browser, then at that time this font family will be skipped to this font family, which looks like this one but a different font family. Similarly, if this isn't supported in any browser, then sans serif font family will be used. So this is the use of font family property. And for the list or for the values, you can search for the font families or web safe font families for a browser or for any CSS group, like for sans serif group, for serif group, for monospace and other things. Similarly, we have the font size property, by which we can tell the size, or we can increase or decrease the size of a text. Now you can see the 10 pixel size is a little bit smaller. You can see that. And why is that? Because I have added this font size property in which I can specify the size in pixels or in rem. 1 rem or 1 m is actually equals to 16 pixel. It is equal to 16 pixel. So you can specify rem or m or percentage here. Rem and percentage, and the m is relative. units, we'll be understanding what are relative units. Relative units changes when the screen size change. So you can use those units here in the rem or in the percentage. Similarly, I can use anything I in here. Let's say I'm using 25 pixel. That will be good. The other property that I want to share is the font weight property. I can make a text bolder by adding b tag around them. But if I want to bold a text without adding any extra tag, so I can use font weight property. This property allows us to make bold any text. If I want to make any text bolder than their normal size or their normal thickness, then I can make them by using this font weight property. In here, I can specify the units in the words as well, like the thick. So you can see it is applied to it. I can apply it like let's say in 600 also I can write 600 here. So it will be bolder by 600 points. So 600 is the unit that a font family supports. It goes to 900 maximum, but some font families also supports more than that. And we can also make it thinner by adding lesser values here. So these are the default units or the predefined values we can specify in font weight property. Similarly, we have font style property in which we can specify any text to make them italic or normal. You can see it is italic now. And we can also use oblique here, which also does the same thing. It makes the text italic. You can see both is same. And we can also make it normal, just like the default case. Then we have, let me just make it italic here. Then we have a font variant property. Font variant property allows us to make them in small caps. What is a small caps variant? It is actually smaller in size but in capital letters. So the size is smaller, but the text is actually in uppercase. So you can see L is a little bit larger because it is the first letter and it was earlier in the bigger size. But the text which were smaller in case, they were smaller now as well, but they are capitalized. You can see that. So they are capitalized. So their size didn't change, but their you can say variant is changed into capital letters. So this is actually the case with font variant small caps. The text will be smaller but in the capital letters. So this is it for this video. I hope you got something about the font properties, font family, font size, and the other properties which I told you. So let's meet in the another one. Thank you for watching.